Hi guys, Mike reviews it all and fights with friends. I'm uploading this review to DAZN. I know it's spelled funny, DAZN. I guarantee you they say that spells DAZN. I'm not sure how, but I've had the service for close to a month now, and they are signing huge deals right now. Everybody knew about the Bellator deal, basically. They just came to the United States. I guess they were over in Europe for a little while. They just came to the United States. They signed Bellator, so if you don't have cable, you don't have satellite. And when Bellator does those wonky, the wonky times on those different Bellators where they're off in another country, people complained. Imagine that. They complained in 2018. That the events on Fridays were being shown 8 hours after they'd already happened. Like they didn't realize that there was a thing such as Twitter and Facebook. DAZN solves this problem. Things will air at the time that they're supposed to air at. They also fixed a problem. They had a horrible track record, Bellator did, with their prelims. You were supposed to be able to watch their prelims on their website. Most of the time it didn't work. It was very laggy. I have watched Bellator on DAZN now. I watched the Rampage Jackson versus Vanderlei Silva 3. That card, which also had Rory McDonald and Gegard Mousasi on it, of course. I watched those. I did have some freeze-ups, which I kind of expect in a site that's just here for the first month. I just hit F5. It rebooted fairly easily. They are starting to get some DVR content on there. Here's the big news. If you're a boxing fan, this is the direction boxing's going. HBO was canceled. The HBO boxing. After 45 years, HBO boxing out of the picture. Now we know why. For whatever reason, they weren't able to release this huge deal. I did a video over it on Fights with Friends that Canelo Alvarez just signed a $365 million contract with DAZN. They have Anthony Joshua under their umbrella. They're getting a lot of big boxers. Now they're getting some big shows. And different things. Let's check out exactly what DAZN looks like and what it has to offer right now. And keep in mind, this is still like inside their first month or around their first month in the United States. So they're growing exponentially. And they want to have, I think they said 80 boxing events next year, or 80 fights, something like that. Ginormous amount of fights. So let's take a look at what the site looks like right now. Alright guys, so let's check out what you're actually going to get with DAZN for $10 a month. Of course, you have Canelo Alvarez versus Fielding. That's coming up December 15th. Anytime Canelo Alvarez fought in the past under Golden Boy Promotions, especially here in New York City, that's a pay-per-view. It's $70-80. You can get this with the free trial. You can get it for your $10 a month. But they got boxing coming up real soon. October 20th is a full card. Andrade versus Kutundakwa. They just signed Fight Nights Global 90. This is going to be the first time they've had Fight Nights Global. If you haven't seen them, they are a Russian MMA league, kind of like M1, very good. Ak and Barak, if you've seen them in the past, they are a great, like podcast type show. They were on Showtime for a while. They do some MMA and fight stuff, interviewing Scott Coker, all kinds of different things. You can see right here, they sit down with Canelo Alvarez. They're hilarious. They have great insight. They're exclusive to DAZN now. You always hear about World Boxing Super Series, at least I did, and I'd always be frustrated. A lot of times I couldn't watch the fights. It was very hard to find out how to find the fights legally. I'm trying to pay for them, and there's nobody there to sell them to me in the United States. It was over there on Sky Sports on Europe. Here it is right here. I believe fight fans want to pay for fights because they want fighters to get paid. You just have to make it reasonable like everything else. And I think DAZN's making it reasonable here. $70, $80 for a pay-per-view is not reasonable. Those days are gone, guys. They're done. That dinosaur is slowly dying, and much quicker right now. Of course, Bellator, you can go back and watch those events on here. You can go back and watch 207, 208, and 206. That was the first one. Gegard Mousasi versus Rory McDonald, and of course Vanderlei Silva versus Rampage Jackson 3, and Bellator 207, Bellator 208. Of course, when they have a card, before it was very hard for us to watch the prelims. They would have them on the Bellator side, or say it was on the app, and then it wouldn't be working, and I'd go on their switchboard and people would be complaining on Twitter, and they never did anything about it. And then they have this catastrophe with a fight happening in Germany where they showed the fight on a Friday like 6 or 8 hours after it already happened. Catastrophic failure. I'm trying to do a fight companion on that night, and they've already said who's won all the fights. Spike, it was either Spike or the new one, Paramount, was trying to play it off like it was new content, and it just didn't work. Here, you can have it your way. You can watch it while it's live, or if you're at work or something, just try to avoid social media. You can watch it whenever you want. Whenever you want to watch it, you can watch it. I'll be doing my fight companions and live reaction as it's happening in real time, because that's the way I like to do it if I do a show. I said boxing, Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Then you got 2 p.m. Then you got 5 p.m. And there's... that's a weigh-in, main event, and undercard. And they've signed all these fighters. Look, they got Povetkin, they got Amir Khan now. They have heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. He's got IBF, WBO, WBA championships. Hopefully he'll be fighting the winner of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury for the WBC championship soon, and they're going to have to come on DAZN and deal with them, because this is where Joshua's at. If they want to fight him, they have to come to DAZN now. They had Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Samuel Vargas, Tony Bellew. As we talked about before, I talked about on the show last night, Canelo Alvarez just signed a $365 million 11-fight contract. He talked about how excited he is that his fans will no longer have to pay $70, $80 to see him fight, and how that was a big part of the deal. Are you a soccer fan? I don't know a lot about soccer. I know most of the rest of the world does, though. So I need to learn a little more about soccer. I would never try to call a soccer match. I know nothing. I know a little bit, but definitely not enough I'm not going to try to act like I'm some kind of expert. That would be disingenuous. But you got a lot of soccer coming up. This just shows you what's coming up. I guess these are different leagues in soccer. That tells you how much I know about soccer. And unfortunately, it's not a lot. I might learn a little more now that we have this. If you're into cricket, which I know less about cricket than I know about soccer. Watching this guy there hitting that ball, standing there like that, that's more than I knew. That looks more like baseball to me. I thought cricket was where they hit the... Oh, that's croquet. I think I was getting mixed up with croquet. Somebody's probably out there going, what an American jerk. But really, I've never watched cricket. I'm going to watch it now for sure. And they got a bunch of DVR of the greatest cricket players ever. So look at this. It's all DAZN presents these greatest players. These have got to be their Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds and their Kobe Bryant's and Michael Jordan's and things of cricket. So, I mean, I'm going to check out some, but I'm not going to say I'm going to watch hours and hours of cricket, but I will definitely check it out because I am interested. Like I said, Auk and Brock, they're obviously going to be interviewing all the guys coming into the Bellator fights, and a lot of the boxing, too. Anybody who's part of the DAZN network. So, but there he sits down with Wilder. They're talking about Deontay Wilder anyways. Dillian White shows Auk and Brock his Wilder text. Because Dillian White and Deontay Wilder, that was a fight they were talking about. Because Dillian White was the #1 contender. A lot of people don't know that. If you watched Auk and Brock, or if you pay attention to this channel, you probably would. Or my channel Fights with Friends. Overall, let's rate this. I've had this for about a month. Comparing it, and now I'm comparing it to UFC Fight Pass. Let's look at value. Value, I have to give it an A, just because you're getting out of the pay-per-view picture. You're getting out of that $70, $80 to watch an event. Even Fight Nights Global, you were paying on was fight.tv, FITE. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. It's like $10, $12 or something to see Fight Nights Global over there. Now you get it every time it's on. If you have DAZN, it's just part of your package. That was today, Friday, Saturday. If you want to watch soccer and boxing all day, holy crap. From midnight all the way till whenever this ends, almost 24 hours, boxing and soccer. That's what you're going to get. And more soccer. I mean, and as things go on, they're continuing to update their schedule. But, like I said, value, I have to give it an A. DVR content, right now, I have to give it a D. Now, I know that's not really fair because they've just came around. C-. Let's give it a C-. But they have Combat Americas. Did I go through all the MMA leagues they have? Because I don't think I did. I think I missed one here. They have Combate Americas. They have Fight Nights Global. But they also have KSW and Extreme Fighting. If you guys have watched those, KSW's been around. They were on HughesNet. I believe that's the Mark Cuban owned promotion. So, I'd watch some of that. And that was pretty good. And then Extreme Fighting Championship. I want to think of the one. They've been around for a decent amount of time. And they've gotten some good fighters over there. And Fights Night Global. So it's like there's always something on to watch. Some kind of fighting. You pair this with ESPN Plus, which right now is $5 a month. I do think it will go up. But you're going to get 30 UFC events next year. Then you're going to get pay-per-view boxing matches. You're going to get Bellator, Combate America, KSW. And if you have Fight Pass on top of that, every single UFC, Pride, Strikeforce fight. It's a great time to be a fight fan. Now, like I said, comparing their DVR content to UFC Fight Pass, I have to give them a D. And that's obviously going to go up because they're moving, or C-, because I had to go back to EFC and a few different things. That's obviously going up quickly. Streaming quality, I have to give it an A just because it's at the top. If you have 1080p, it's 1080p, 4K, 8K. It's got the capability. The picture was perfect. Now, consistency of the stream, I have to give it a B-, close to a C. It's like an 82%. if I'm grading them in a classroom. Because I did have to hit F5 to refresh Bellator a few times when I watched Vanderlei Silva versus Chael Sonnen 3. But it rebooted quickly. I didn't have to like turn it off and turn it back on or anything. It wasn't like the nightmare that DirecTV Now was when it came out. So obviously they're going to work on that, though. They didn't just give $365 million to Canelo Alvarez and God knows how much to Anthony Joshua to have a crappy streaming service. That just doesn't make sense. But if you want to try it out, take their 30-day free trial. 30 days. That's a long time. You can watch a lot of fights, as you can see, in 30 days. So overall, selection, I have to give this, so far selection, I guess I give it a B for fights, but it's a high B for sports because you're also going to have soccer and cricket over there, but the quality of the selections is so high because I talked about, the pay-per-view. And that's why the value is an A. Overall, I give DAZN a high B. I think it's really worth your money. I think there's never been a better time to be a fight fan. We're so spoiled, it's almost too much. I hear people talk about the oversaturation of fighting. So if you're so much of a fight fan that you're scared of seeing too much fighting, then don't get it. You're like, oh, I don't want to see that much fighting. That's just too much. Well, just watch a few events. Just watch a few. I don't think that's going to be a complaint anybody's going to have. That's like saying, I don't like to go to the buffet where you can go up as many times as you want. I like the one that's just the one trip for the same price. Exact same food. I like going to that one. No, you want to go to the buffet and you want everything. You want all you can eat. You want all you can watch. We're Americans. We're gluttonous. No. But really, fight fans, I think this really is worth the money. For $10 a month, especially if you were somebody that was putting out money on pay-per-views. Invite your friends over. Hey, this is on DAZN. I thought it was a stupid name at first, but you're not going to forget it. Spelled DAZN, pronounced. They claim it's pronounced DAZN. I'm going to go with it. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, please put them down there in the comments. Please give me a like, a big like, and a subscribe if you're new here. Down there in the comments, real quick. Very, very important. YouTube is reviewing my channel right now. I've just talked to them recently. They said they want more information on my channel. I continue to give them as much information as I can. I said, what more do you want from me? They said, continue to upload quality content that shows what your channel's about. Well, let's mic reviews it all, and I'm reviewing something. And it's clean, right? So if you guys like it, please comment down below how much you like the videos and the channels, if you appreciate them. It'll really help me out right now as YouTube is evaluating if my work is monetizable and advertiser friendly, or if they just want me to continue to buy equipment and work like a slave for free. Now, as always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see you fine guys later.